Now is this the coup de grace from Noel Burrows?
Needs to be a
Perfect
little
land. Well, Ken Strutt has it to do again.
It's a centre, isn't it? He's put one up right in front. And I don't think his land's right.
Can he do it? No, he's just fading away. He's won it. Noel Burrows has won by a matter of centimetres.
Still a fair bit of space between that one bowl and the jack, but, oh yes, that's the end of it. Kevin Shaw has promoted Brian Duncan's bowl to within a foot of the jack. And that is the most comprehensive victory ever in this Bassmasters tournament.
Yes, the Woodland Hotel in Ellesmere Port is once again the colourful setting for the Bassmasters Crown Green Bowls Championship. From Noel Burrows' inaugural win in 1982 to Brian Duncan's second success 12 months ago. Well, good morning. The Bass goes into double figures this year. The Woodland Hotel has had more than just a lick of paint and one or two modifications, but the structure of the tournament remains exactly the same. Why change a winning formula? The richest first prize in the game awaits the winner, £7,500, and there are 32 contenders at this stage. They're all champions, men and women alike, but not including Roy Armstrong, which shows just how difficult it is to qualify for the Bassmasters. That's the only compliment I'm going to pay you this week. But it has become established as probably the biggest festival of bowls on the calendar.
Yeah, this week is the culmination of a year's hard slog for the players, and to illustrate how hard it is to qualify, some of the former champions have missed out this year. People like Robert Crawshaw and Martin Gilpin, Len Higginbottom, all missed out. And conversely, we've had double qualifiers and treble qualifiers which have brought in 7 reserves. And
I think Duncan qualified 4 times, didn't he, including winning the thing last year?
That's right, he did. And what's happened, of course, is we've actually got 17 players here this year who have never been here before. So that's how hard it is.
And it just illustrates again the determination of every player in the game to actually make it here this week. It's almost the #1 objective at the start of the season, isn't it?
Well, the whole topic throughout the course of the year, both in the press and in the players, the first question they ask one another, have you qualified for the Bass? Or when they enter a tournament, they say, is it a Bass qualifier? And so that's the main thing. The main idea is to try and get here. And having got here, enjoy it, but also to go out to make a real good show.
Thanks, Roy. Well, that's the stature of this magnificent tournament. Now, every top-class Crown Green Bowls Championship needs a top-class green, and that's exactly what we've got here. It's in beautiful nick, but it's not easy by any means. Roy, just talk us through the characteristics of the playing area here in Ellesmere Port.
This is the pub corner at the Woodland Hotel, which has been chamfered away to allow for the extensions, and about 8 yards from the depth of the corner has been lost. From that corner, we go up to the centre of the green, where in point of fact there are 2 crowns, 2 of the most difficult areas of the green for the players to negotiate. One crown is there, and the other crown is there. From that area, we go to the fastest edge of the green, alongside the players' pavilion, and here the players have to be very, very careful down this side, because the bowls will quickly roll off, and they like to be a yard short of the jack down that side.
Well, that's very much the basics, Roy, but there are a lot of other little sort of idiosyncrasies and pitfalls for the players to watch out for this week, which we'll come to terms with as the week progresses. Would you assess it as a difficult green by major standards?
Well, I always liken this green to a smaller version of Carmel St Helens, which is in fact a difficult green. And of course the corners are a little bit less now. It's 42 yards in one corner, but there are traps all over. There's uphill and downhill, and the green this year I think is in its best condition ever. It's been really well looked after, and I think you'll find that 1 or 2 of the bowls will go skating past the jack.
Well, needless to say, the overall favourite is Brian Duncan, but the favourite from the top half of the draw is out there right now, and that is John Bancroft. He's 6-1 and fancied to go through to the final from the top half of the draw. The 1986 Bassmaster, Roy, and qualified, of course, by winning the prestigious Waterloo tournament, but he's had his problems against Vernon Seden in this first match.
Well, yes, he'll have all his work cut out with Vernon Seden, because Vernon is a panel player, and he's very well versed in the what needs to be done to topple a champion. And of course, John in the past has been a little bit vulnerable in some matches, having lost big leads. So he'll need to be at his best to topple Vernon.
Who's making his Bassmasters debut?
Yes, indeed. He won the North Ashton Village Club tournament, and coming from Wigan, of course, he knows what it's all about.
Well, he took the lead early on. Bancroft got back to, I think, within a chalk, but I see Vernon has the block again. That means he's in the lead. To give us the exact score, let's join our commentators. As always, Brian Brett, who was here on day one, and Hugh Johns, who's been here, I think, the last 5 years. Hugh, is it? 6 years?
Yes, it seems like forever. Thank you, Elton. It's a tournament I wouldn't miss for all the tea in China. And just confirmation of the score, Vernon Seden just a 1 point in front, 13-12. He was leading 8-2. John Bancroft drew back to 12 across, then dropped to single chalk on that last end. Beautiful morning here at Ellesmere Port, and we're delighted, of course, to be joined by viewers from Border, having a look at this lovely green, pleasant setting and fine bowling. Still plenty of room here at what, 10:30 this Thursday morning. Plenty of room for spectators to come and join us for this superb tournament. Alongside me, Brian Brett, and it was interesting earlier on that John Bancroft, twice a losing semi-finalist, once a winner, was finding this green terribly difficult against a player who was trying it out for the first time, Vernon Seden.
He may well have been trying it out for the first time, Hugh, but he's done his homework, as Vernon said, and he's scarcely been off for this green. Roy just mentioned that he is a panel player, which means he's on the regular group of people who play during the week, afternoons, 1 o'clock in the Bolton area. Really tough campaigners. Used to be professionals, but that sort of thing has changed now. But he is a regular player. He's a tough customer. He likes to fiddle his way around a green. John Bancroft has seen it all. He's played a bit of panel himself. We're in for a cracking game.
Interesting, I was talking to Gary Wallace yesterday, who was doing some practice here. He was saying the one thing that you have to do in the Bass is forget totally what you learnt last year, because it tends to be a different green each time.
That's fascinating. But Gary, we saw him practicing with 2 sets of bows. He never knows until the last moment. John knows. I mean, John goes out and does the business. But let's not forget, he's striking here. He's with power, looking for the jack. Misses it. Banjo went first round last season, didn't it? To Kevin Shaw, of course.
Well, Vernon Seden just needs to get his weight right. Oh, well, what a chance missed. What a chance missed. A single takes him into a 14-13 lead. And just for interest's sake, Vernon Seden may confuse you at home slightly. He has already slightly confused us here this morning, because he has the discs on the wrong side of his bowls. He should have the large disc on the non-bias side, and he's got them the wrong way.
Well, I hope that's the last of his mistakes this year here in the Bassmasters, because Vernon is a taxi driver. We've been going here since 10:05. We're live just after 25 to 11, so I hope he's not left the meter running.
More or less a straight peg on this mark. Just all about length, and I think Frank Hitchen fancies the yellow bowl. Needs to stop.
Well, John Bancroft's final bowl, that's the 20th end. Things not quite going the way he planned, but you always think that Banjo's a better player when he's trailing. If he builds a lead, he can wobble a little bit. This time he's looking to couple up. He knows he's left it hopelessly short.
Bancroft, 1.
Well, a chance for 2 gone down the drain there. So, level at 14 across. John Bancroft, 2-8 down after 8 ends. Level 12 across after 16. Level 13. And now level at 14. John Bancroft, who, although has had tremendous success in the early days of the Bass, hasn't done too well in the last 3 years. Gone out in the first round to Brian Patmore in 87, David Richardson in 88, and then Kevin Shaw last year.
That was the point, of course, that he led Kevin Shaw 11-6 and 16-12, 18-12, then lost it 21-19. This time holding 1.
Gently rolling in for 2. Not a lot that Vernon Seden can do here, except draw an absolute dead length. No, no. That's a tidy 2 for John Bancroft. 16-14, his lead. And I do believe that's the very first time that he's been in front in this entire match. John Bancroft, clearly the more experienced of these 2 bowlers. Vernon Seden came to bowls fairly late in life. He was 30 years old when he first started bowling, whereas John Bancroft, well, he was on the greens as a youngster of 14.
And only 28 now, Hugh.
He's packed a lot into those 14 years, though, hasn't he? A whole string of top-class titles behind him. Vernon Seden has got a lot to do to snatch this end back. That's a lovely lead bowl that John Bancroft delivered.
Having a good think now, Hugh, because the shorter bowler, Vernon Seden, is in the approach. So he's got to negotiate away inside that.
Just wants to go past. The bias didn't drag that bowl at the moment that he wanted it to. Vernon Seden has churned his hand over, coming in on the bottom side, and he's got it. Oh, unlucky. In fact, I think he's moved the block closer to Bancroft's back bowl, and I suspect that John Bancroft will wind up with 2 here.
Could be a measure. Hang on. Say that one out, Vernon.
That's one winner for certain. And
Your favourite, John. Do you want to measure in? Measures!
yes, a measuring job for Joe Owens and Roy Bate.
Just try this
The
first.
collision on the block, why Vernon Seden sort of nudge onto the shot bowl and then the block moving as well, will be the crucial factor if John Bancroft has picked up 2 here.
Just 1, John.
It is only the 1. So 17-14. John Bancroft leads.
No, not yet.
John Bancroft
No.
taken up soccer for his pub team in recent times. See how he has very much time for any other sport than bowls, because he's an indoor bowler, flat green bowler during the winter months, and constantly out on the Crown circuit during the season.
Probably reckons it's safer than rugby, which he played, Hugh, and broke his leg.
Vernon Seddon's found one. Gosh, that's got to go a lot of running. Is it going to get there? Is it? Is it? Is it? Oh.
You've only got to turn it over once.
Good information, that, from a referee, Hugh, from Frank Kitchen. Gives him the danger as well. They don't have to do that, but the danger is so apparent to Vernon that he's going all the way up the green to have a look at this. They had a bit of a game earlier this season, Vernon and John Bancroft. That was in the Waltham Super Cup, Norths against Great Acre Park, where there was an incident. John apparently bowled a short jack, accepted it, gave it to Vernon, who was about to set a new mark, when the Great Acre Park skipper claimed the end. Claimed John had conceded it, which he eventually did, and then won the game.
Yes, just to underline that, claiming the end meant that he took 2 chalks.
He took 2 off him, indeed. This time Seden has taken 1, still very much in things.
Going back to that one, I think John Bancroft got his own back in that match. He actually beat Seden 21-10. And the situation here is that it's 15-17, with Vernon Seddon having taken that single. Now need to look for a bit of land that suits him. It's very, very fast in that corner, and Jack stays on, but anything that goes past that block now is almost certainly destined for the ditch. Oh, what a good lead. Quality bowl. It may have beaten it. It has. Oh! And the fist in the air from John Bancroft. Exhilaration for having delivered an absolutely inch-perfect bowl. This is close. Got it! Into the ditch. This is a brilliant end. Now, what can John do now? Can he find the exact line of his first bowl? The exact weight? That looks a little bit heavy. He's gone through it. Yes, as I said, if you go past, you're in the ditch. What a beautiful end of bowls, though. 17 across. Well, now, a moment or two ago, it looked as though John Bancroft was running away with this. But it's a nail-biter again. Finger peg mark with the bias on the inside of the bowl as we look at it from the bowler's end. That's on the left-hand side of the bowl as it comes toward us, so that
just like you,
whatever tiny slope there is from right to left as we look at the picture will bring the bowl down towards the target. Oh no, oh no. That looks like the winner. Yes.
Bancroft won.
18-17. John Bancroft, the cheese seller from the markets around the Oldham area, is in the lead. Say cheese for us, John. We'll take a photo of you.
When he's needed points desperately, John Bancroft in this game, he's gone for distance. Seden has not. And Bancroft, normally the player who likes the short marks, doesn't really want to get involved with Seden on these little fiddling things, so he's trying to get not full corners but 7/8, 3/4, and he may well cut all the way back across the green.
Finger peg mark, but the finish here likely to work against the bias of the bowl as it goes through straight. John Bancroft, I think, can afford to take a slightly tighter line than his first delivery. That looks tidier. All about weight. Now, Vernon. If he's got the legs, he's won it.
Seden,
He has.
One.
Yes. Well, this is a super game. Neither of these two giving one iota. 18 across. 21, of course, the aiming point. And I doubt very much whether John Bancroft anticipated a fight as hard as this one. And he's had to fight all the way because he's come from behind, taken the lead, and now here they still are at 18 across.
Yeah, super match indeed, but unfortunately and unavoidably you're going to have to wait to see the climax. We've got 5 more programs today. The next one is only, what, half an hour away, so that's all you've got to do to wait and see who wins this enthralling match between John Bancroft and Vernon Seden. So rejoin us here at the Woodland Hotel in Ellesmere Port at 11:25. Not long to wait.
After the news, we're back with Children's ITV for more adventures on Kythera.
Okay, you start.
We have.
Doing a spot of decorating, so I've made a delicious spaghetti bolognese to keep us going. We love ragu sauce, especially as it takes over 1.5 pounds of tomatoes to make every jar. And it's made to a 50-year-old Italian family recipe. Well, it certainly brings out the Italian in my lot. You don't think you're overdoing it a bit, Michael?
New Vespre silhouettes with this amazing stay-dry cover that lets wetness through and holds it inside the pad. New Vespre silhouettes keep you drier than any other towel ever.
Gran and Grandad are coming on the train. They've been here a lot lately. Maybe it's to hear me play the trumpet. Maybe it's to see my secret identity. Or maybe it's because of him.
See your loved ones more often with a senior rail card. You get 1/3 off most rail fares for a whole year if you're 60 or over.
Are you soaking your dentures? Why soak your dentures when brushing gets them fresh and really clean?
Brush fresh, brush clean. All you need is denture cream.
He's so precious, and you care for his delicate skin by bathing him with Infocare. But what about you? Clinical testing proves Infocare's kindness to delicate or easily irritated skin, no matter whose it is. Infocare. Infocaring for delicate skin.
Along to the 1991 Southport Flower Show, Thursday to Saturday, August 22nd, 23rd and 24th, with many exciting new attractions for the whole family.
Now, Pampers have the same number of nappies in most half-size packs, so it's easy to carry home 80 nappies with compact Pampers Special Twin Pack. How? Same number of nappies, but the air's not there, and they're just as dry.
Look, fewer leaky nights prove Pampers are drier than any other nappy.
Amazingly dry, surprisingly small. Compact Pampers beats them all.
Buy any CD Hi-Fi system at Comet
and get 10% off all compact discs at Woolworths until April 1992. You know where to come.
Good morning. Britons and other Europeans are thought to be among 65 people missing from an oil workers barge that sunk in the South China Sea. The vessel overturned east of Hong Kong during a typhoon. About 115 survivors were taken to hospitals in Hong Kong. RAF helicopters and 2 Royal Navy ships are taking part in the rescue operation. A man had died after another terrorist attack in Northern Ireland. He was shot at Tullywisker near Sion Mills in County Tyrone. He's not thought to be a member of the security forces. The United Nations Secretary-General has just left Geneva for a few days' holiday. He said he was really hopeful that an agreement could be reached to end the Middle East hostage crisis.
Almost lost among the world's press, Israel's chief negotiator signalled that from now on any talking would be done away from the media. Yuri Lubrani will be staying out of the limelight in Geneva this morning, expressing caution but ready for further talks. His high-profile meeting with the UN Secretary-General had briefly raised expectations that Israel would make a decisive gesture. Javier Pérez de Cuellar is also officially taking a break from formal talks, but he could maintain the diplomatic momentum in the next few days through low-key contacts with Iran. Despite lowered expectations, hostages' relatives still hope for a swift resolution.
I hope that the other side and all the sides that involved in this problem will do their best to solve it quickly and soon.
That optimism will have to be matched with patience as Mr. Pérez de Cuellar opens a new phase of hostage negotiations that could take weeks, if not months.
The number of mortgage arrears and repossessions is expected to reach record levels in figures to be released later today. The Council of Mortgage Lenders blames high interest rates and rising unemployment. The official report into the Marchioness pleasure boat disaster is to be published in the next half an hour, despite protests from the victims' relatives. 51 people died in the tragedy. Their relatives don't believe the report will go far enough and are demanding a public inquiry.
The report by the Marine Accident Investigation Branch is expected to criticise the design of both vessels, as well as crew members and the Department of Transport. Extracts of a leaked version of the report were made public in March this year by the Liberal Democrat MP Simon Hughes, in whose constituency the tragedy took place. According to those extracts, the disaster was blamed on design faults uncorrected over 25 years and on failures by the Department of Transport to take sufficient action on river safety. The report's been ready for months, but publication was delayed until the conclusion of the trial for negligence of Bowbell captain Douglas Henderson. He was declared not guilty last month after a second jury failed to reach a verdict. Relatives of those who died have said the report doesn't go far enough and are outraged that its publication today could prejudice a private prosecution against the owners of the Bowbell.
Now, with details of what's on the news at 12:30, here's John Suchet.
Hello, 2 items I'd like to draw your attention to in today's lunchtime news. After the horrific attacks on children recently, there's a call for more playgroups to be set up so mothers know their children are in safe hands. We report on that. And we talk to a 38-year-old nurse who disguised herself as an 80-year-old pensioner and was shocked at how badly people treated her. So join me at 12:30.
But that's all from me for the moment. I'm back in an hour with the headlines. Good morning.
And now, a look at today's weather. Justin, come on, Justin, quick, they're ready.
It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. Went to bed and he bumped his head and he couldn't get up in the morning. Have a look, have a look. See? It's fabulous. The sun has got his hat on. Hip, 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 hooray.
Finish. Not bad. How's yours going? Oh, come on, it can't be that bad.
It's a 3-stage rocket launcher.
Oh, I somehow knew it wasn't the bays of Capsali. Hey, listen, Spike. Have you written to your mum yet? Spike? Have you written yet?
I started one yesterday, but...
One? Oh, come on, we had a deal. You promised you'd write twice a week. Just because you're on holidays away from home doesn't mean that you can be irresponsible. And the least you can do is just drop her a line and let her know that you're okay.
She's worse than mine.
Who?
Your mum, Annie. No, she's not. Oh, yeah? Nag, nag, nag. All over a stupid letter. What a pain. I thought artists were supposed to let you do what you want. Where are you going? Nowhere. But I thought we were going to the hideout. I'm not stopping you.
And all these were found together in the same place. Mazi.
Mazi.
By your father. Opaterasu.
Baterasu.
So tell me, where did he find them? Putavrike.
Ipame.
It's the same place, Papu. Idiomeros.
Idiomeros.
Oposero.
Well.
I'm digging in the right place. I'm gonna find it.
Area, bravo.
What are you doing here? You're not to breathe a word of this to anyone, understand? The rest of the gang included. This is what I think it is. Just don't tell anyone.
He was carrying on like a pork chop. You should have heard him.
Who?
My uncle. He turned the whole house upside down. He said the gypsies had taken them.
Gypsies?
Yeah, gypsies. They stole his koboloi. You know those expensive ones he got in Athens? They cost him a bomb.
The gypsies steal things?
Of course they do, Zenton. How do you think they make their living? Thea says they even steal children sometimes.
Are there gypsies on Kitchener?
Sure. There's gypsies all over Greece. Heaps of them. Theo hates them. He says they're trash.
Έλατε να πάρετε απ' όλα γιο μας τώρα σήμερα. Τραπέζα, καρέκλες, καπό, καρεκλάκια. Καλώς. Τι κάνεις, έλα, θα σου δώσω μια ματήλα, μωρέ. For your mother, για τη μάνα σου. You don't want it? That's all right. Jump in, we'll give you a ride.
Don't get in. He's a gypsy.
Gypsy?
Hey, Bud. What's wrong with you?
Nothing. Who are you?
Just a traveler. My name is Hans Troin. And yours?
Spike. Spike Pinder.
Good to meet you.
He's always bossing me, telling me what to do.
What a bummer. I hate people like that. Always talking, telling you what to do, never listening.
Yeah.
My folks were the same. I hate them. I just dragged off and told them to shove it. It's the only way to handle with people like that.
You mean you ran away?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. You haven't seen me for dust for a year.
But don't they miss you?
How would I know?
Don't you write?
Family's just extra baggage, kid. You don't need it. If there's just you and nature, you got no one telling what to do. You should try it sometime. Living off the land. It's do you good.
Όπως και να το κάνουμε, τους τσιγκάνους θεωρούν τελευταία τρύπα του ζουρνά σε αυτή την κοινωνία και δεν τα αλλάζει με τίποτα. Τέρμα.
Μην δίνει σημασία, βρε αδερφέ. Εκείνο που ξέρω εγώ είναι ότι εμείς οι τσιγκάνοι έχουμε και καρδιά και φιλότιμο.
Το ξέρω.
Άντε, στη γεια μας.
Στη γεια. Βρε καλώς τα παιδιά. Να σας κεράσω 2 καζόζες. Χιλαρίνι 2 καζόζες. Where's the rest of the gang?
Don't know where Spike is, but... Anton.
What are you doing? He's gonna kidnap me. He's gonna take me away. Who? That man. That gypsy man.
Don't be ridiculous, Anton. Do you think he's gonna kidnap you when he's got a policeman sitting beside him?
I'm getting out of here.
Yes, Spike?
Yes, sir. Oh, no. You're the bad smell, not me.
If you're gonna be a pain, you can go.
Σιγά. As I was saying, gypsies are all over Europe.
Gypsies stink. They never wash.
Theo says they steal things because they're too lazy to work. He says they're really rich. But just wear old clothes so people can feel sorry for them and give them money.
That's what everybody thinks, but gypsies are just different. They're a different race. They've got a different way of looking at things. That's all. But gypsy life is very strict. It's got rules and laws.
How come you know so much about gypsies?
My grandmother, she was a gypsy.
A gypsy?
Soraya. She used to tell me all their stories when I was a child. I'm very proud of being part gypsy.
Wish I was a gypsy and lived in a tent. Travelled all around the place.
Φίλιππα. Πρέπει να σταματήσει αυτό το κακό. Είναι η 5η φορά αυτή την εβδομάδα. Οι γύφτοι μας έχουν κατακλέψει.
Πέρασε μέσα, κύριε Ανδρέα. Excuse me. Πέρασε.
Hey, I'll see you later. Where's he going?
Who cares? Come on. I promised Theo I'd get these down to Mike's before 9.
Here, catch. Breakfast. Ain't it a life, kid, living off the land? Free. That's what I am.
I wish I was. I wish I could do what I liked.
So, who's stopping you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, παιδιά. These are the parking for you. Thanks. We've got 3 bikes waiting for those pieces.
Is this one of yours?
Nah, this belongs to Gino. You know, the gypsy.
You do work for the gypsies.
So what's wrong with that?
Business is business. If he pays my boss, he'll get his bike back. If he doesn't, Mike will get to keep it. Gino always pays. He's okay.
Aphrodite.
Spike, isn't it your turn to dry the dishes? Come on, Spike, help. I'm past arguing with you, Spike. If you don't want to help, then that's fine by me. But just don't you expect me to do anything for you.
Anything. Listen to you. Always sucking up to her. Mummy's boy, Mummy's boy. I'm not. Yes, you are. Wimp. I'm just trying to help. I bet you couldn't live off the land. I bet you couldn't survive like my friend Hans does. Forget it.
Λεφτά. Τι να είναι φουκαράς. Lousy bumps. Hey kid, got a few drinks to spare?
What do you want it for?
Food. I got to eat.
Are you a gypsy too?
Me? Are you kidding? I'm not a bum. Come on, just give me a few dregs, huh? Hey, lousy pig!
Λεφτά. Λεφτά. Πού να τα βρω ρε τα λεφτά ρε. Άκου λεφτά.
Λεφτά.
Τι να τα κάνεις ρε τα λεφτά.
Λεφτά.
Α, πεινάς empty stomach. You hungry. Jump in. Έλα μαζί μου. Come with me, Πού κατάβησε ο κόσμος. You right?
Αυτή παρέα τη ζωή, ωραία είναι.
Hey! So, you wanted to join the gypsies too, eh?
You can't take me! I won't let you!
Take you where? I just thought you might want some lounge too.
Ένα λεπτό γύρισα την πλάτη και παρακαλώ, εμείς παρακαλώ. Ένας. Λέει η κυρία μου.
Κύριε αστυνόμε, την περασμένη εβδομάδα μου κλέψαν όλα τα ρούχα από την απλόστρα.
Λοιπόν, κύριε αστυνόμε, ή κάνετε κάτι για αυτούς τους βρωμοτσιγκάνους ή θα τους αναλάβουμε εμείς.
Κύριε μου, δεν μπορούμε να τις κατηγορούμε χωρίς να έχουμε αποδείξεις. Αυτά είναι υποψίες. Ένα λεπτό γύρισα την πλάτη και μου αδειάσαν το ταμείο. Έχετε μάρτυρες.
Μάρτυρες.
Ο φίλος ο χοντρός που τον φωνάζουν Τζίνο ήταν έξω από το μαγαζί την ώρα που μου αδειάσαν το ταμείο. Καλά, θα το ερευνήσω το θέμα. Παρακαλώ, πηγαίνετε. Sometimes I hate my job.
But he was trying to kidnap me.
Who'd want to kidnap you?
He was trying to take me
5 minutes with you and he would have given you back anyway.
Where are you going?
I don't know yet, but wherever it is, it's not where you are.
I was on Crete 3 weeks on the beach. That was great.
Hi.
It's a nosy kid again. Hi there, nosy kid.
This is Hans. I told you about him.
See you later.
Catch you tomorrow. He's been telling me heaps. You know, about the places he's travelled. He's a smart guy, Hans. Really sharp.
I don't reckon he's that smart.
How would you know?
I don't know. I just know, that's all.
Well, you're wrong. You don't know anything about him. You don't know how smart he is. You've got to be smart to live the way he does.
How do you know how he lives?
He told me, that's how.
I reckon he's a liar.
What would you know anyway? Wimp. I am not.
Ησυχία! Κράτα το παιδί.
Αμπάρι.
Πάμε ρε Φίλιππα. Θα γυρίσω αμέσως.
Vincent? What's happened?
I put them there and they're gone.
What's gone?
My notes. All the notes I was working on last night. They must be here. My notes were there. The wallet was there. And the cuneiform... Oh my God, that's gone too.
How much money was in your wallet?
I don't care about my wallet. It's my notes. My notes and the cuneiform.
Maybe it was the gypsy that Philip was arrested this morning.
Why does everyone blame everything on the gypsies?
It was just a suggestion.
Don't you understand? I don't care who took it, I just want it back. You don't realize what could happen if my notes got into the wrong hands.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
But where are you going?
On the road with Hans.
What do you think Mum will say?
If you tell her where I'm going, if you tell anyone, I'm going to find those gypsies and tell them just where they can get you.
Where's Spike?
Don't tell me. The gypsies have got him, right?
No one believes me. That man did try to kidnap me.
You've got nothing to worry about, Zenton. He's been arrested.
I don't believe you.
You'll believe me when I show you.
Put me down, Johnny! Put me down! Put me down! Johnny! Put me down, Johnny! I don't want to go! Put me down!
Σε ένα κοχύλι, θυμωμένα καλοκαίρια, δεν λέει νύχτα, δεν λέει να περάσει. Κι η μοναξιά μου, θυμωμένη με τα αστέρια, μετράει αρενάκια, μετράει να νηστάξει. Τι έγινε ρε παιδιά? What happened?
What's he doing out here? He's a thief. Why isn't he in jail?
Yeah.
Gino didn't really steal anything. I just had to arrest someone so that it looked good.
So why him then?
It doesn't worry me. I've been arrested so many times for things I never did.
People blame the gypsies for everything. They even tell their kids, don't do that. The gypsies are gonna come and get you.
Why would we want more children? It's hard enough to feed our own. Hey, Pichirikaki, I tried to catch you, but you ran too fast for me. Did you have anything to eat in the end?
To eat?
Zenton.
Sorry. When leaves the ferry tomorrow?
5 η ώρα αύριο. 5.
5.
Hey, Hans, I did it.
Did what?
Left home. Like you said. You know, travelling together. Just the two of us. Like you said, living off the land.
Are you serious? Me and some dumb 12-year-old? You've got to be joking.
Boy, you got tickets on yourself. Fancy even thinking that somebody would want to kidnap you.
What's Spike doing down there?
What's he got his bags for? Senton?
So this is the thief, huh? After all, it was the beggar boy, eh?
You mean you begged? You didn't even live off the land? You're just a bum. And the gypsies fed him too. Did you know that?
Now you let Gino here take all the blame for everything you did while he has been so good to you.
He's just a gypsy. Who cares? Nobody cares about gypsies.
Σιωπή! Σκασμός! Μέσα γρήγορα!
Σ' αυτό το γάμο το πελεκάνο στον απόδι έχω κάνει σ' αυτή τη βάση όποιος προφτάσει ό,τι πάει κι ό,τι αρπάξει και τελεσμένο και γονός απόψε είμαι ο χωρισμός την ώρα να πηγαίνω και τελεσμένο και γονός απόψε είμαι ο χωρισμός την ώρα να πηγαίνω Όμως, έλα!
I mean, you wouldn't credit it, would you? He didn't even know what the uniform was. He just took it because it looked nice.
Well, it is pretty, Vincent.
And then he used my notes to wrap it in.
Have you seen Spike, Annie?
Oh, he had something to do, but he said he'd catch up with you later.
Έλα, Spike. Πάρε και αυτά.
All's well that ends well. Yama.
Στην υγειά σας, παιδιά, στην υγειά σας. Hey, Seden, έλα εδώ, παιδί μου. I've got a present for you. A special charm to keep you safe. It keeps the gypsies away.
In a moment, we return to Ellesmere Port for further coverage of Crown Green bowling.
Red can often be a sign of danger, like tiny traces of blood when brushing. Nature's warning that your gums could be healthier. Now there's a toothpaste with a unique combination of 2 antibacterial agents to give your gums twice the protection of our ordinary fluoride toothpaste. Mentadent P Gum Health Formula. Because healthy teeth need healthy gums. New Mentadent P for gums, for teeth, for life today.
Now, Pampers have the same number of nappies in most half-sized packs. That means they're easier to carry. How? Same number of nappies, but the air's not there, and they're just as dry.
Look, fewer leaky nights prove Pampers are drier than any other nappy.
Amazingly dry, surprisingly small. Compact Pampers beats them all.
Today he forgot all about cleaning the kitchen, but he remembered a joke about 2 armadillos in a sauna. He clean forgot the smooth power of Jif cream, but he remembered a certain evening on Lindos with someone called Lisa. In fact, in order to go on remembering it, he forgot about cleaning the bathroom too, at least until Lisa came home. Forget cleaning. Remember Jif.
A simple row of pearls can reveal a lot about yourself. They reflect the way your skin looks and feels. Cousins have made a soap enriched with moisturizers that pampers you with rich, creamy lather, leaving your skin looking and feeling silky soft. Is it any wonder that we call that soap Pearl?
I've been trying to describe the richness of Maxwell House. I could say that marvellous Max aroma gets your taste buds reveling in an orgy of richness. Or I could say, Max, it's not just rich, it's positively well off. What else can
Why use 50 words to describe Maxwell House when 2 say it all? Max richness.
Yeah, it's nice and soft.
Yeah, good. Now, don't forget your special pass card, Bobby.
Oh, okay. Who are you?
I'm Cyclotron, and I want those hardware action shoes.
No way!
Welcome aboard, kid.
Where have you been?
Clark's Hardware, tough enough for superheroes.
For every salmon that has to go into any paste, 2 go into Sutherland Salmon Spread. Sutherland Spreads. No wonder they're twice as tasty.
And now in Granada, further coverage of the opening rounds of the Bassmasters.
Welcome back to the Bassmasters. It's straight to the closing stages of the John Bancroft Vernon Seden match, which we had to leave, what, half an hour ago when they were dead level at 18 across. Now, Vernon has sneaked into the lead 19-18 as we join our commentators, Brian Brett and Hugh Johns.
Now, once again, John Bancroft with his nose in front. Only just sets this block out, looking for the 2 shots that will end the match. And that's a very good lead indeed. Bowling finger peg. Now looking Seden, now looking for a little bit of help from the bias. Pulled up short though. John Bancroft holding 1, looking for the 2 that would give him the game. He's taken that a bit strong. Perhaps anticipating a little bit of weight from Vernon Seden, I don't know. Though he looks a little downcast, as though that was not really what he intended. Chances. Chances. Yes, won it. Or not. Wait a minute. Where's it wound up?
Bancroft won!
Oh, would you believe it? Made a lovely contact with the block and nicked it against John Bancroft's bowl. So John Bancroft gets a single out of it. Well, that was rotten luck on Vernon Seden, Brian.
Well, it was, because the Wiganers in the crowd thought this was absolutely right. The road is right, the weight is right, the connection, as it turns out, is not quite right for the taxi driver. Bancroft stays on for one.
It's coming well. It's coming beautifully. Yes.
That's won it. 15-inch past. You're just over. You're in, Vernon, yes?
Vernon Seden is still in. He's got a single here. He could wind up 20 across. It's looking good. It's looking very good. Yes, surely.
Seden!
Yes. Well, what a finish we got. Vernon Seden, 51-year-old taxi driver from Wigan, has taken John Bancroft for a bit of a ride here around this green. John, who knows this green as well as anybody. So many times looked as though he'd won it since we'd gone past the 12 across stage. But Vernon Seden has never let him get away. Oh, it's gone through. That was a bad first bowl from John Bancroft, because Vernon Seden's first was left plenty of room to get in. Now, is that the winning bowl? It's going to be very difficult to beat. Less than a yard behind the block. Bancroft, his last bowl. This has got to be the winner, or he's out of the competition. Run a bit, run a bit. Yes, he got it. And John Bancroft goes across that green. He was given quite a ride by Vernon Seden. But what a super game, and what a wonderful way to end. John Bancroft with his very last bowl, making it 21-20.
Well, what an absolutely fantastic match. A great victory for John Bancroft. I think you'd be the first to admit, though, that you got out of jail a bit there.
Oh, definitely. It was quite a scrappy match, really, I think. I think Vernon would agree with that summary, really, of it. Neither of us could make a lead. We both played well off each other's leads. Just fortunately for me at the end, I just managed to scrape home.
Well, let's take a brief time out from discussing John's victory. We will look at the winning bowl again and find out what you thought about it and why you played it and how you played it. But right now on the green, there's not an enthralling match, although I suppose it could be if Ian Bottomley closes the gap at the moment. He's 19-14 down against Richard Britton. John, let's just have a brief look at this. Now, you thought that Bottomley would win this.
Well, I thought the green was more suited to Ian's style, actually, than Richard's. And he does know the green a little bit better, I think. And I just fancied him to win. But Richard's playing very well. He's played about 30 metres all over the green and swinging round peg marks, and he's led some very good bowls.
And that's not a particularly good lead by Ian Bottomley, is it? Mind you, he's not followed it. Richard Britton hasn't particularly followed it well either.
Well, where Ian's at the moment, it's a good mark to catch your opponent out, really, because it's quite heavy going that way into that far corner towards the stand. And you find a lot of players who aren't sending the jack play short up there.
North, south, east and west on this end.
Expecting Richard to beat this now, really.
Now, what's so difficult about this mark? Because neither of them have played it well at all, have they?
Well, as I said, it is always a reach into that corner going towards the stand, and there's a bit of a ridge there, just where Ian's sent the jack. He's gone across a ridge. Well, Richard's just managed to get in. I would imagine we'll see him trying to go about 30 metres again around peg mark.
So Richard Britton from the Midlands needs just one chalk to go through to the second round. Hasn't had a great deal of success away from the Midlands, John, has he? Although he's just about won everything there is to win in his neck of the woods.
Yeah, in the Midlands, really, you'd have to regard Richard in the top 2 or 3, certainly. But he doesn't enter many competitions in the North West.
Beautiful lead, John.
Yeah, it's a nice ball for up. Ian's under a bit of pressure now. He might play through at this. Just give yourself a chance with the second ball. If he reaches up again, he can possibly run the jack for 2. That's what will be in his mind anyway now. Richard's probably thinking about whether to put one at the back and try and cover it, I would imagine.
So this could be a defensive bowl if
yes, I would think. He's done the right thing, really. It's very difficult to put one in front on this green with all the humps and hollows. He's banking on that. If the jack, if Ian hits the jack, it's going to go to his.
Now, he's a very accomplished flat green bowler, Richard Britton. Now, that is a flat green tactic, isn't it? Because if you look at the block in relation to his first bowl, if Ian Bottomley hits that bowl now, which he hasn't, it would have actually gone to Richard's.
It was a perfect angle, yeah. Richard thinks of things like that, I must admit, rather more than we do up here, the people who don't play as much flat.
Anyway, he is through. I think you gave playing up flat, did you, a while ago?
I don't play so very much, no. They're too good for me then, fellas.
Anyway, let's talk about the real game here in the Northwest, and that is the crown. You were telling me before that you reverted to the bowls that won you this championship in 1986.
That's right. I've been playing with a different set for the last 2 or 3 seasons, but I had some work done them in the winter time. They weren't quite as I wanted them, and I've just not been able to get them quite as I like them, and I was struggling. I even had a set of bowls made from by Roy Armson, and I tried those. Those were a pair of wooden bowls, and I couldn't settle with them. So I went in the garden shed and dug these bowls out that I'd not played with for a few years. I've only been playing with them for 2 or 3 weeks, but I must admit I'm quite settled with them at the moment, really.
Oh, you certainly look very settled and composed when you had to play the winning bowl. Nerves of steel, in fact, because if you'd have gone out there, you'd have gone out of the tournament.
Well, all that was in my mind, really, was just to try and play a length. I'd been too far with my first bowl, and I just had to try and get down and beat it. I was rather pleased with myself there.
Yes, we gathered that. The green is running very quickly. I mean, I can't remember going back the 9 years, the 10 tournaments that we've been here, the green running as quick so early in the competition.
The green is absolutely beautiful, actually, and like I said, it takes a couple of days and a bit of playing on before it gets this quick. If the weather carries on like this with the wind and the sunshine, come Saturday and Sunday, it's really going to be very difficult for the players. It's going to be a real test.
Well, the bookies fancy you to go through from the top half of the draw all the way to the final.
I wish they had their faith. A lot of the lads who I play for in our club I know I've had a few quid on, so I just hope I can do it for them.
All right, John. Well, let's find out who your second round opponent will be. K Wainwright or Mick Cox, both making their Bassmasters debuts, incidentally. Cox leading. The commentators are Brian Brett and Hugh Johns, and a good match this one. First on this morning.
Mick Cox setting this mark, leading 18-14. And the game that has been so tight and tense for 3/4 of its distance, now looking as though Mick Cox has finally mastered the contours of this lovely green here and is stretching away from K Wainwright. Well, this is still there to be won. Coming up a little bit of a slope there as the bias takes over, but couldn't master it. Great chance here for K Wainwright. Narrower line. And he's won it. Now, is it 1 or 2?
Wainwright won.
Just 1. So, K Wainwright leading out the jack, trailing by 3, 15-18. Brian, they've given this green a fair workover in this match, haven't they?
I think they have, Hugh. It's almost like a practice session, isn't it? We're into the 26th end, and I don't think they've been across the same piece of land more than a couple of times. Wainwright in it for the first time at 13-12, but generally, Cox certainly had the edge.
Not quite full into this corner below us, and found just a little bit of run down a slope there. Straight peg mark, and it'll just creep forward to beat the first bowler Wainwright by what, no more than 6-8 inches. He's put a little bit more on this one. That's won it at the moment. Mick Cox. He's certainly pushed that out a long way. It's never coming back, and it's going way through. Singles back to back for K Wainwright. Cuts Mick Cox's lead, now down to just 2. 16-18. K Wainwright. Wainwright from Warrington, using a set of bowls which he acquired through the good offices of our fellow commentator up here, Roy Armson. Wood bowls, real old-fashioned gear. Cox from Huddersfield. Came into bowls fairly late in life and has been bowling for some 15 years. He's in his early 40s now. Underneath and creeping and dropping away. Oh, that was helpful. In fact, that was a pretty bad bowl delivered, but it was a very effective result.
Cox won.
Yes, he gets a single out of it. 19-16. Mick Cox in the lead. Has a quick look around to find a piece of the green that he hasn't used so far. Or has he? Very difficult to tell, because they've used so much of the green. It'll come strange to both of them, Brian.
Well, it's the first game of the Masters this year, of course, and it's drying out. There is a wind. The green is good. It's running good. It's running remarkably quickly this time of the morning. Mick Cox, in fact, using bowls there, very precise bowls that he's borrowed. He qualified by borrowing a pair of bowls when he won the Webster's Open tournament, and he's carrying on.
yellow bowl to the left of the jack, counting. Oh, he dropped that one way short. Is it in the road? Wainwright indicates that he's going to use some venom, and straight through. So Cox, 2016. All but there. So a round peg mark. The bias and the slope combining together, but here it's a matter of weight that is so very, very important. Cox well through with his first one. This looks better from Wainwright. Well, they don't stop too easily coming down the hill once they've gone past the jack. Well, that he's lost his line totally there. Great chance for Wainwright to pick up two here. Take some of the steam off. Two, no doubt. Bad error, I think, there by Mick Cox, Brian.
Yes, it's the old theory, Hugh, isn't it? If you're going for game, you go to a piece of land. Yes, 2018, now the lead. But if you're going for game, you look for a piece of land that your opponent may not know. Unfortunately, Cox certainly didn't know it, and it cost them. But they're both new to the Bass, of course, their first appearances, although Wainwright here has been trying for some time to get in. Very close.
Well, it's been a tight match all the way, but it certainly looked at around about, what, 18-14, as though Mick Cox was going to run away with it. But Wainwright still in there battling, though he didn't lead all that well to the mark that he's just set. Difficult to tell whether that's run out or not. No indication from referee Will Folk at the moment. Oh, what is the situation, referee Oak? Does Mr. Cox require to deliver his last bowl? Referee Oak is not prepared to commit himself. So, is this the match-winning bowl, or is it already there? It's pulled up short, so it hasn't affected anything that had already taken place. So it's definitely a marking job. The measurers measures Bate and Lomax to decide, I think, whether Mick Cox has won this match, his first round match, or whether Mr. Wainwright is still alive. It's all over. The tape measure makes it 21-18 to Mick Cox, and he's through this first hurdle of this year's Bassmasters.
Yes, thanks, Hugh. So 3 games completed on day 1 of the 1991 Bassmasters. Mick Cox joining John Bancroft and Richard Britton in round 2. Mick Cox, John, your next opponent then. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know a lot about him really. I've never seen him play much, but there's one thing for sure, there's never any easy game against the Yorkshireman, so it's going to be a tough one, that's for sure.
I suspect, Roy, that John's fiercest opponents in the top half of the draw will come from 2 games we'll see this afternoon. Stan Frith against Michael Leach and Robert Hitchen against Mark Britton.
Yeah, both of those games are tremendous matches, especially the match between Michael Leach and Stan Frith. That's going to be a real humdinger of a match.
It is fair to say, isn't it, that the top half is the weaker, with all due respect to those who are in there.
Yeah, the bottom half of the top half, if you understand what I mean, is quite strong, but the top few places really, there's one or two draws that you like, but you know, you've just got to do your best whoever you play.
Is it the wind? I'm sure the folks at home have gathered that it is particularly windy here in Ellesmere Port today. Is that the reason the green is playing so fast, Roy?
Sun and wind, yes, those are the two elements which are calculated to make it run. But in point of fact, if you actually go down on the green, you can't notice the wind. There's very little wind actually on the green, but the sun's very nice and it's really making it run.
Another interesting feature of the Bassmasters is the participation of the lady bowlers, the top lady bowlers in the country. None of them have reached the second round in previous years, but one is certain to this year because Jane Jones plays Hazel Pashley this afternoon. Another game you'll be able to see live here on Granada and Border Television this afternoon. What do the leading players feel about playing against the ladies, John? Has it changed in the last couple of years? Now it's become slightly more commonplace.
No, I don't think it's changed. I still don't think the fellas enjoy playing the women, really. I mean, because they're obviously under pressure. They go on the green, they're expected to win, and some of these women players are really good players.
There they are, by the way. It was Hazel on the far side and on the near side, and Jane Jones, sister of Pat Davis, of course, Roy, who's local and who's played the green a great deal in preparation for this tournament.
Yes, I came down yesterday for a little practice myself, and Jane was on the green. I think she spent about 2.5 hours on yesterday, and I know she'd been up about 3 times before, and I believe that could be the telling factor. You know, the amount of time that you put in on this green, it's very, very important, and I think she will have a big advantage over Hazel Pashley.
Overall, I haven't actually asked you for your tip for the tournament so far. Who would it be?
Well, it's very difficult, a lot of very good players, but I think if I had to pick one from the difficult bottom half, I would pick Steve Copeland. I think he is the man in form.
That would mean he's got to beat Brian Duncan, which is not easy.
No, it's never easy beating Brian. I mean, in any major tournament, Brian's the one to be reckoned with, really. I mean, some stage someone's going to have to play well to beat him.
Tournament favourite again. I think I've covered about 20 Crown Green Bowls tournaments for ITV, and he's been favourite on 18 occasions. Brian plays tomorrow. We've got 4 more programmes this afternoon. The next one is at 10 to 2. Join us then. Port on day 1 of the 1991 Bassmasters, and here we are at the start of this afternoon's session. Well, a lot of people here, a lot of you watching at home, quite a few of you phoning in, and the predominant thing that you want to know is the use of a yellow jack. Roy Armson's here with a demonstration model, and it is a first actually in major tournament play, Roy, is it not?
Yes, this is the first time that a yellow jack has been used in major tournaments, and the reason for that is that over the years, standard jacks have been a very contentious issue. They've been subject to variations, and white jacks have always been subject to cracking and splitting. So the manufacturers just across the way, actually over the water in Liverpool there, on their computerised machine, decided to manufacture a jack which was constant. And this is manufactured to the top diameter. They will all come out the same. They're 23.5 ounces and they have a very nice feel.
They do get quite battered about during the course of a game, don't they? Especially with the striking shot.
Yes. One other feature of it, of course, is that it's very good when you're playing with a green like this one, which has white striking boards. It stands out against a white striking board, whereas a white jack can merge into the white background, and the players are very happy with them.
Good. Well, for all of you who did ring in, that's the reason why. Thanks, Roy. Of course, another first at the Bassmasters this year is that we will have a lady bowler into the second round. That's never happened before, but we're guaranteed, one at least, to go through to the second phase because, luck of the draw, 2 of them got drawn together in the first round this year. Jane Jones, who's local, and Hazel Pashley from Yorkshire. And the odds, Roy, one would have thought, favouring Jane. There she is.
Yes, Jane Jones has put an awful lot of practice in on this green. She's been down for the last 3 days and lives quite close by. But Hazel Pashley, you know, a Yorkshire girl, she's the Isle of Man champion, and she's giving quite a good account of herself.
It's hotting up, this one. It's just gone to 7 across. Jane, incidentally, is the sister of Pat Davis, who I know a lot of our regular viewers will know well from her exploits on the Crown and also at Super Bowl a few years ago. Probably regarded, Pat, as the outstanding lady bowler of the past few years. It's the lady just leaning back there in the white hat and the yellow jumper.
Yes, she is. She is the most outstanding lady player. She's won more major tournaments over the last, I think, 6 years than any other lady. And she's been on the green with Jane, just showing her the features that she knows, and obviously hoping that her sister will do well today.
Just interesting to note, one final point before we join our commentators, that in qualifying for the Bass, Jane won the ladies' Waterloo, and who should she beat in the final but Pat?
That's right, an epic battle, and she was the ultimate winner here.
Okay, well, this is a great one for all of you at home. It really is very tight out there, 7 across. Let's join our commentators, and along with Hugh Johns in the commentary box, overlooking the green here at the Woodland Hotel in Ellesmere Port, one of our referees this week. Great player in her own right as well, Mary Ashcroft.
Thank you, Elton.
Thank you, Elton, and good afternoon to you, Mary. What I want to know from you first, Mary, before we get into the intricacies of this game, is what it's like down on the green, because you've been refereeing some of the earlier games. What is it? What effect is this wind having down on the green?
Well, it's a bit surprising, really, because people are saying on the side, well, it's only up above, but it isn't. I can assure you that it's causing the players to be a little bit unsteady on the mat, and obviously they're just not quite as much control sending the bowls, and that was happening earlier on. Seems to be easing down a little bit again. It's coming in fits and starts, isn't it?
It is indeed. Which is what this game is doing to a great extent. Here's Hazel Pashley, bowler since she was 16 years old. That's some years ago. And she's had a fine career, won the Isle of Man twice, and I don't think anybody else has done that. Winning the Isle of Man, of course, to qualify for the Bassmasters. And she's rapidly got to grips with this green, there's no doubt about it. Jane gone flying through there. Hazel, if that stops, it's going to be a beauty. If it goes past, it'll run. Well, it's holding 2. Jane with some work to do here with her last bowl here.
More control speed, this one. Good bowl.
It's a good bowl.
Jones won.
So, level again. 8 across. Jane Jones from quite a bowling family, of course. Mother Alice Darwood, well-known bowler for some donkey's years, and Pat Davis that we've heard about earlier, and the winner of the Ladies Waterloo, which took her to this tournament, the Supreme Prize, a competition, Mary, that you've had a great deal to do with. In fact, that was your inspiration that got it going, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yes. With visiting the men's Waterloo year by year, obviously, it was just my dream that we'd have a ladies' Waterloo, and a little bit of mithering and a little bit of persuasion with Greenhalghs and the Waterloo manager, and it did come off in 1976. And it's just grown and grown. It's very, very popular with the ladies, and everybody wants to win it, obviously.
Indeed, the ladies have come in for a little bit of criticism from Tony Poole about this particular competition, as to whether indeed they ought to be here or not. Now, you've got pretty strong views on that yourself, Mary.
Well, I think I made my views very well known last year, as you'll appreciate, when they interviewed me. I think these ladies deserve the chance. They do play against men, as records will show, and they play well against the men. It's hard luck, Hazel. It was a good effort.
It was, wasn't it?
Jones won.
And they'll come good. I'm assured of it. They'll come good. Not all the men show the best up on these greens either.
Well, these two are bowling particularly well. I think we were saying earlier that Hazel Pashley might might find it difficult not having done too much practice on the green, and Jane Jones having been taken around by Sister Pat. But Hazel's certainly bowling particularly well, and Jane, though she's just now got her nose in front, still has a lot of work to do. And there's some nice tight bowling going on.
I know that Hazel hasn't had the practice on the green, Hugh, but she's very, very steady. Watch your action. Nice steady action. Watches it. Watch this.
Slope of the
It's
green,
just-
and the bias
just slid-
helping it
slid
down.
by, just slid by. You know, you mentioned about the wind earlier on, Hugh, and it's not only the wind that might bother the players. Good bowl, Jane.
There's a lot of pressure on them too, with practically a full house crowd here at the Woodlands Hotel, which is magnificent on opening day.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Jones 2.
So that's the second double that Jane Jones has recorded in this match, and that takes her into an 11-8 lead. Jane with the support of practically her entire family here at ringside at the Woodlands Hotel. Mother Alice, Sister Pat, and Jane's daughters, Debbie and Mandy, all here to give as much vocal support as they can to Jane. And, Hazel now, who I said I think was the first to win the Isle of Man twice. Not altogether true, as somebody who shall be nameless pointed out to me. Doris Armson was the last winner of the Isle of Man twice before Hazel Pashley. And you can guess who reminded me of that. Sure what that roar was for, something off the green.
Oh, good bowl.
One of our cameras might have collapsed or something. So Hazel Pashley scores a single, and off the mat it's 9-11. Jane and the whole family breathing down her neck, willing her to do well. Bit grey here at skies over Ellesmere Port at the moment, but there's a bright, happy atmosphere down on the green and around it too. Oh, what a good lead. Well, I know there's a lot of men bowlers watching at this moment who would be well pleased if they had brought off a shot like that. Now, can she couple up with that excellent first delivery? Well, that's not a bad place to be, because that's a target, the two balls, although I think lady bowlers are not all that inclined to strike or fire at targets. Unlucky. Just the one? So it's 10-11 off the mat. Hazel Pashley from Tadcaster in Yorkshire. Hazel looks as though she might have found a little bit of land that she likes, Mary.
I was just thinking that myself. Yes, found a little patch and she's going to stick to it. And leading very well. What's this going?
I think there's a little uphill finish there, which need just a tiny bit more weight. I know people say that if you lead the jack, then you should be able to get your first bowl on exactly the same course and land up alongside it, but it's not as easy as that, is it?
No, it isn't. No.
Great difference in weight, of course, between
the
jack
bowl and
bowl.
the jack. We're not to forget this is a very tricky green.
Yes, it always, from a television picture point of view, it really looks absolutely flat out there. But not only has it got 2 crowns, but there are all kinds of little runs and little elevations and little dips. Oh dear. I wonder if that...
Jones won.
Jane got a single out of it, but she really ought to have got more than that.
I think she was too eager to get a bowl away. That had its effect on it being short. This is where the nervousness shows, isn't it?
Yes. And it is a great strain for, well, men and women alike.
Both.
Bowling in front of a big audience, both here physically and knowing that there are, great number of people sitting at home in front of a television screen watching. The jack stayed. Now that's going to be a very difficult bowl to beat, because to get past the shot bowl needs a little bit of weight, and the extra weight will take you into the ditch.
Always the danger of
There
that
it goes.
happening.
Yes. Well, this is an easy 2 for Hazel Pashley. As soon as she goes past the bowl there, she's counting 2.
Pashley 2.
So a couple of errors by Jane Jones there. 1 desperately short, 2 desperately strong, and they're level, 12 across.
I think Jane will be disappointed about that lead, really, because she'd have been hoping to have made a good lead and got into the corners against Hazel. Because Hazel's obviously a round pegger, short round pegger, as most of the Yorkshire people are. Yard short again.
Yes, it can be beaten. Here, the slope of the green should assist the bowl down. But that looks a little too strong. No, it's curved back a long way. Oh, yes. That almost turned round and came back up the green. Beautiful arc. Oh, that's gone past. Jane Jones, a great chance here to pick up a double. Looks good.
Good 2.
Jones 2.
Aiming out towards the corner and getting some distance now. You were saying, Mary, that Hazel enjoys rather the shorter, curly marks. I wonder how she'll cope with this distance.
Oh, waste of time.
Well, not much wrong with this one.
Better than that.
Not much wrong with this bowl.
Hazel just looking over Jane's shoulder.
Yeah, try it at that, Jane.
Wolf Oak fancies the Pashley bowl. Well, that's definitely got the legs.
Just a touch unlucky with that one.
Wound up actually nudging it closer to the yellow bowl of Hazel Pashley. So she's got one short blue bowl to beat to pick up a double. Oh, promoted it. Not far enough to change things, I think.
Pashley 1.
So 13-14 off the mat. Hazel Pashley. Hazel, a pretty useful darts player as well as bowls. Very proud of the fact that she's won the Castleford Ladies Merit 3 times, amongst many other tournament victories.
Both the girls have qualified for the sub-finals of the Waterloo again this year, Hugh. They're in the sub-finals, which are next weekend.
Approximately how many ladies enter that competition? I mean, if you're a winner of it, how many have you had to beat, as it were?
Yeah, there's 1,000... How many games? Brian tells me it's 11 games to win.
Well, that's a fair performance. You've got to show some consistency then.
Yes. It's not an easy competition to win. It's very hard. And the green isn't easy either.
Are any of them?
No. You get the odd flat one. Not many. Well, coming nice.
Just about won it. No, it's gone out. Would you believe it? Well, that was unlucky. It was such a good line, and it's seen such a good weight. But there is just a little bit of a dip towards the ditch in that corner. So, another one for Hazel Pashley, and there we are. 14 across.
I think we expected this to be a tight game, because they're both good champions.
They're giving very, very little away. Not too many mistakes made at all. She's leaving that one short. Now, Jane. Yes. That won't be easy to beat. Curling away and out. Chance for a double for Jane Jones of the Camel Laird's Bowls Club. Run on a bit more, run a bit more, run a bit more, that'll do.
Jones 2.
Jane pushing this in the direction of the far corner. Finger peg. Oh, what a good lead. Superb delivery. Well, she memorized the path of the jack perfectly. Chance. Oh.
It's looking good.
Doubling up nicely. Yes. Hazel Pashley's got some work to do here after Jane delivered that second bowl.
Wow. Wow.
Unlucky. It was a brave try.
It was.
Because the blue bowl, in fact, acted as a bobby. Not sure that that's what Jane had intended, but it worked for her.
Jones 2.
2 it is.
Looks as though she's going to come back for the corner again as well. And she's played well on the straight mark.
Three shots short of a place in the second round, Jane Jones. Lead a little bit too strong. It was perhaps an inch wrong in line, because if it had made contact with the jack, it would have stayed. Being that much heavier, it's gone through.
There's room for one.
There's one thing about it, Jane knows very well where she's going to be taken on the next block if she loses this one. But she hasn't lost this one yet.
She's lost it yet. Good ball.
That's going to take some beating. Has she got it with this bowl, Hazel Pashley? It's trying for her. It's trying very hard. It's got it. So Hazel Pashley, 15-18 down. Still tight.
Well, that's the score, at least a couple of ends to go, which we're going to put on hold. Join us again in just over half an hour and you'll be able to see exactly how this match finishes.
In a moment, South Devon and the Potteries are among the destinations for Anything Goes.
Relax, Fred. Swinton will give you instant car insurance over the phone.
Well, go and call him, wise guy.
At British Gas, we've made a commitment to our customers. If you take out a service care contract, we will do our utmost to repair your central heating system the same day. All you have to do is ring before 7:30 p.m. Putting the customer first is something British Gas aims to do worldwide. This is Canada. Last winter, British Gas bought a Canadian gas company. We now reach 1 million new customers, no matter how grisly the conditions. The world is turning to British Gas.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
Will you hurry up in there?
What a wonderful feeling.
You weren't the only one out late last night.
I'm happy again.
And don't forget to clean the bath when you're finished.
Optrex, are your eyes trying to tell you something?
Open up your eyes to a big surprise, a place you thought you knew but won't recognize. Waiting for you, you're a part of it too. At the time of your life, make your dreams come true. Blackpool, go for it, Blackpool, go for it.
These cars start from under £6,000. You might think they're Japanese, but they're high-tech, high-spec Hyundai. From the inimitable Luciano Pavarotti, Decca now bring you Essential Pavarotti 2. Including favourites from Tosca, Aida, La Traviata and more. 18 of his finest recordings on Essential Pavarotti 2, out now.
New Argos catalogue, take one.
Ooh.
Cut! 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 I said take one! The new Argos catalogue is out now.
Golden Grahams. That taste of oven-toasted corn and whole wheat with a touch of honey means you're not just delicious, you're not just good, you're golden.
Milk, please.
New Golden Grahams.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
You're not just good, you're golden.
The girl's arrival today is a sign. The past has come back for a divine reason. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord.
Peyton Place, The Next Generation, Saturday at 8. Now in Granada, more bright ideas for fun-packed holidays in Anything Goes.
Hello, Anything Goes this week to the China capital, Stoke-on-Trent, and also to a new museum devoted entirely to the art of fan making.
First this week, a tour of South Devon. I think if England had a Riviera, South Devon might just be it. It's a place where you can experience beautiful scenery, style, history, and of course a good old British beach. The one we're sitting on is actually called Blackpool Sands, which is slightly confusing, seeing as we are nowhere near Blackpool at all. But then again, if you're a beachologist, you know that. You'd also know that Blackpool Sands was awarded a Blue Flag Award in 1989. Now, Blue Flag Award is awarded to beaches, and I'm going to read this out of the Good Beach Guide because it's very important. It's awarded to beaches which have a high standard of water quality, are cleaned daily during the bathing season, and have good facilities, toilets, life-saving equipment, first aid, etc., etc. On these beaches, there is a strict control of domestic animals, and driving or racing on the beach is prohibited, which means that you can sit back and really enjoy it. And I did for some time. But there was more to discover in South Devon, including one of the most intriguing pastimes I have ever encountered. It's called letterboxing, and one of its greatest supporters, Godfrey Swinscote, was there to give a full explanation.
It's like a glorified treasure hunt. There are boxes hidden around the moor, unobtrusively, that people go to, and there's a visitor's book and a stamp in each, and you stamp up or leave your name and address, and you can travel around all over the moor collecting them.
So what use do they have?
Well, they get people out onto the moor, they get good exercise, fresh air. It's a sort of a sport or pastime that you can the whole family can take part in. People of all ages can do it. Doesn't cost very much, and you get a lot of fun out of it.
And what's this club that you belong to?
Well, 100 Club, that's a 100 Club. All you have to do to qualify for membership of that is to have visited 100 different letterboxes on the moor, and a very large number of people have done just that.
Like the Turner family, who never stop.
Well, we've got 5,000 badges now, but it does take a long time to get.
How long?
It's every weekend on the moor for many years.
Are you in any danger out here?
Well, you've really got to have stout boots and at least a set of waterproofs, and of course a map and a compass, and be able to use it properly. there are rescue groups placed around Dartmoor should you be unfortunate enough to get lost.
You've not done that yourselves yet?
No.
Yes, hello again from the Bassmasters, which has been a mixed tournament for the past 4 years, although no lady bowler has ever progressed beyond the first round. But all that is about to change because two of them were playing each other this afternoon and vying for that particular honour. You might have seen part of the match a little earlier. It's Jane Jones against Hazel Pashley. Now it was a tight one, Jane leading 18-16. Mary Ashcroft and Hugh Johns with commentary.
Hazel Pashley hanging in there. 2 singles in a row, and she's just 2 chalks behind. That's interesting, Mary. She's taking on Jane in a portion of the green that Jane thought was her own.
She's changed her tactics as well. She's come on the longer mark because slipped up though. Same as Jane, overreaching in the corners. I think she suddenly realised that she's the one that's scoring on these longer marks and decided to take Jane back. But look here, good bowl.
Yes, that's just about on a length, maybe a bowl and a half through on a length.
A good bowl coming. Could have won that.
Well, I don't know. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I personally fancy the blue bowl. I don't know what...
Blue ball.
Yes, Will Folks does too. Jane only needing to take about 6 inches of running off her first bowl, again. And she's got 2. Ooh. Perfect 2.
Yes.
Jones 2.
20.
All but 16. Jane Jones 20, Hazel Pashley 16. As we come right down to the wire and what has been a fascinating game of bowls. Jane wanted a good lead then to put extra pressure on Hazel, but she didn't find it. As the sun breaks through the grey clouds over the Woodland Hotel, brightens up the scene here. A match which is enthralling. A big crowd on opening day of the Bassmasters. Now Jane scurrying after this, wants to see it arrive. Is this the one that wins the end and takes her into the second round? It's just about the same length and line as her first. It's there to be won by Hazel Pashley at this end anyway.
She's got the line. She's got the line and she's got the legs.
It's about legs now. No, it's not there. It didn't arrive. And Jane Jones. It's the applause of a big audience here who've thoroughly enjoyed, and her family there, totally excited. Alice, her mother, Pat Davis, her sister, full of praise for Jane, who has beaten Hazel Pashley in a cracking game of bowls, 21-16.
Well, more family ties at the Woodland Hotel very shortly. Nice surprise for you all. Well done to Jane, first lady to get through to the second phase of the Bassmasters. Now, neither Robert Hitchen nor Mark Britton have ever reached the second round here, but all that's about to change as well, Roy. They're out there at the moment, and Mark from Wigan against Bob from Yorkshire. The Wiganer has got a slight advantage.
Yes, I know that both players were very apprehensive about this game, neither of them having won, and Mark Britton actually spent about 5 hours yesterday getting ready for the game, and he's come today with a new pair of bowls, determined to try and get one in the bag.
Poor old Bob, having got to the final of the Greenall County Classic a few years ago, has never really done himself justice in front of our cameras.
No, I think in all honesty, Bob would prefer this green to be about 10 yards bigger all round, where he could have a real good fling. And as I say, he's very worried about this game, and he doesn't quite know where to go on the green. He's never really settled.
What about being a left-hander, Roy? How problematical is that on a green such as this, a fast green with lots of little contours and problems around every corner, seemingly?
Well, it is a problem because, of course, he's playing from about a foot different on the mat each time he sends a bowl, and what he needs to do, he's got to find a mark, and to do that, he needs really to come down here and put an awful lot of practice in, which I don't think he's been able to do with all his commitments. But there are places for him, but he's running out of time to find them.
Well, he's a very fine player, and he's perfectly capable of reducing the deficit, which is now 5 chalks. Britton 17, Hitchen 12, commentary by Brian Brett and Hugh Johns.
Thank you, Elton. And Mark Britton taking a mark along the side of the green in front of the players' dressing room and the covered enclosure there. This where the slope of the green means that you've got to be above the jack. Mark Britton's first bowl is the counting bowl at this moment. And it's about this point where the slope of the green and the bias should combine, and he's left it short. Robert Hitchen, can he squeeze through? Has he got the running? He's nudged his own forward and wins it.
Hitchen 1.
Well, that was hard work. 13-17 off the mat. Robert Hitchen. Mark Britton, bowler for some 16 years, with a marvellous record of triumphs behind him. So many big ones. Manchester Evening News, Tetley Open, Lancashire Merit this year. A real quality bowler. But he's had a lot of rough luck in these tournaments in the Bass, as has Robert Hitchen. Mark Britton bowling now. 88 went out in the first round to Peter Varney. 89 to the first round to Len Higginbottom. And last year to Ken Armitage. Robert Hitchen bowling now in 86 went out to John Bancroft in the first round. 87 Jackie Grimes in the first round. And last year to Tommy Johnson in the first round. That was a disaster. That was he only scored 6. And as Elton was saying earlier, a little bit of history in the Bass Masters here, because one of these two chaps is, for the first time, going to win a game in the Bass Masters. Oh, I wonder. No, it's run out. It's a cruel game. At times, a very cruel game. Question is, I suppose, whether it's 2 or 1.
Thanks, please.
Now, Wolf Oakes has got both sets of lollipops out in his hand there.
Certainly one, Hugh, isn't it? I think they're going to measure for the second.
Yes, I would have thought they could take out one blue bowl, but
as yet not. The
Roy Lomax and
yeah, it's Joe Owen who just
Owen,
knocks one out. That's the winning bowl that's been taken out. So they're measuring for second. It's quite a pronounced yellow we have with that new jack, isn't it? Very smart, colourful.
Yes, it certainly stands out particularly well. but just as difficult to find with a bowl as the old white jack.
Perhaps they should change the colour of the bowls here. I gather somebody's going to produce some red ones tomorrow. That'll be something to look forward to.
We actually used coloured bowls some years ago in a tournament that I was doing for HTV at Rill. Bowlers didn't like them at all.
Hitchen 1.
Robert Hitchen, a single. So, 14-17 off the mat, Robert Hitchen. Needs to get a little run together. Show some consistency. He did earlier in this particular match. He was 5-1 up at one stage. But Britton has come good in the sort of second half of the match.
Yes, from 10 across, he's managed to put in 3 doubles, and in the entire game, 25 ends, Hitchen has managed 1 double.
Well, those are good pictures by our camera boys, because it's only when you get down that low that you can really see that there is a crowd on this green. Under the high shot there, for instance, that looks like a very flat arena. And when you get down low, you can see that there is a big dip coming into that corner, for instance. And there again, you can see it coming up over the crown and then down the other side. These are the difficulties that crown bowlers have to overcome. That was a good contact.
Britton 1.
Single for Mark Britton, and he's got an 18-14 lead now. Looks favourite, Brian.
Looks favourite now, heading home, as we say, up to 10 across. It looked Hitchen's game, and then Britton has taken over, and he's gone along an edge where he's really turned the game. He's cashed in along this edge because Hitchen quite hasn't read it, being the left-hander, and he's also this time blowing with what there is of the breeze behind him. And when they head back, they're into the teeth of it. So conditions varying enormously.
Well, I think you can forecast with some certainty that it's a short bowl that's going to win this end, because anything past the jack is almost certainly going to wind up in the sand of the ditch that surrounds the green. And that is an absolutely cracking delivery.
That is brilliant. Right next to the jack, and the short bowl now of Britton's is an obstacle. He wants to get at it. It's got to be far enough.
He's going to try and knock it off.
He's going to. They're obliged to signal these days. It's the rules. You must signal because there can be danger from flying timber, and he's going with some force.
Will Folk moves in quickly to try and field it, and does. So, a 2-on for Robert Hitchen. If he just drops one past the only yellow bowl on the green. Just got to get it past. That'll do. Yep. A tidy 2. So 16-18, Robert Hitchen. Robert in his 4th Bassmasters. Yorkshire County bowler. Yorkshire Merit winner twice. Won the Yorkshire Junior Merit when he was only 16 years old. A glasshouse pot maker by trade. And I can assure you the one pot that he would like to get is the one that they get here when they win the Bassmasters.
He's very conscious of the fact that he's never really played up to his real form on television in front of our cameras, as you said earlier, apart from the Greenhalgh's Classic when he reached the final. he ain't done it, and he's certainly not done it so far in the Bass, but this is the big end. 16-18 he trails.
Well, he's lost this end again. And a great chance for Mark Britton to put himself totally in the driving seat here if he can pair up with his first bowl. Oh, it's short. No time to be short. A single. 19-16. Mark Britton leads. Mark Britton wants to get back over into that corner again so that he can use the little bit of green in front of the players' clubhouse. On the other hand, he may feel that he can get the two that he wants on this one end.
Yes, he knows Hitchen is a good reacher. He will always try and reach up to the block, so if he just gets past the block, there's not much land before he can get into the ditch. It's a dangerous end, and it's a gamble, but he's going for game.
That's a very good lead of Hitchen, the left-hander. Bias working for him now, and the contact, beauty. Well, Robert Hitchen is fighting for his life out there. The line looks good. What about the weight? Well nigh perfect. Oh yes, a cracking bowl. Oh, that's enough to break Robert Hitchen's heart. How can he beat that? Yes, no.
Britton won.
So Mark Britton scores the single that takes him to just one chalk away from beating this fella, Robert Hitchen. 2016, Mark Britton leads, and there it is, the block out on that edge of the green, which he wanted to play all the time. Does he make it? That's not a bad lead. That's about what, 18 inches away? Here's Robert Hitchen. Yes. No. Oh, it looks so good. And it went out. Robert Hitchen's got one bowl left to save himself. Mark Britton to put extra pressure on. And he does. That's more or less in the line. Just about in the road. Now, is this Robert Hitchen's last bowl in this tournament? Creep, 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 he's there! Yes, he stays alive! Robert Hitchen, a single. 17-20, Robert Hitchen. Well, this is absolutely tense, dramatic stuff here. Mark Britton was certain that he had the winning of this match on that end. But Robert Hitchen is still there, the left-hander from Halifax, shoving it out into the far corner. Not a great distance now that we've lost a portion of the green down to our left. Now this lead bowl is the important one. If he can drop this right on, then he's got Britton under pressure. That's a very, very tidy lead. And he looks happy. He could still have the winning of this match.
Right, we're going to prolong the tension for 10 minutes. Will it be Hitchen? Will it be Britton who goes through to the second round of the Bass Masters? Find out in 10 minutes' time.
Got a good bowl, and he's not too badly placed. He's got one Around about 20 inches behind the jack.
Of course, neither of these two have ever reached the second round of the Bassmasters, so there'll be a little bit of tension out there at the moment.
Oh, it's been a tense, nerve-wracking game, yes.
Terrific
Really
bowl
has.
there.
What a wonderful bowl, yeah. Super.
Will Folk pointing out that Mark Britton's ball is counting, but of course from that range they probably couldn't tell, even though it looks pretty obvious to us.
That's right, yes, they're going up and over the crowns, and as you rightly say, they had to elicit the information from Wilf.
And that's it, because Robert went clean through. I think he was trying a bit of weight there, trying to dislodge that match-winning bowl as it transpired for Mark Britton. Well done to him, through to the second round of the Bassmasters for the very first time. But you've got to feel a little bit sorry for Robert Hitchen in saying that, Roy.
Yes, once again, the Bassmasters hoodoo has actually struck down Robert, and he'll be very disappointed, but I feel sure that Mark Britton will be enjoying a glass of lemonade now. He'll be glad to get that one through.
It has been an extraordinary day's play, really, hasn't it? I mean, normally in this championship, it's sort of about midday Friday, and a game explodes into life, and all of a sudden the tournament takes off. It's right from the blocks today, hasn't it, with the Bancroft match? It's been really tight.
Yeah, the games have fluctuated, and to be honest, I think after lunch the conditions have become a bit difficult for the players. The wind is gusting an awful lot down there now, and of course the interesting thing is that the wind always blows the balls away from the jack, never blows them towards the jack.
That's a little thing in the game, is it?
It's
That's what the bowlers say anyway.
That's
Yeah. As Roy was suggesting, it really has been a splendid opening day's play so far, with possibly the best to come. Michael Leach against Stan Frith. The experts do predict that it could be the match of the day. Now, since last year, there has been a double addition to the Leach household. Well, Michael Leach has certainly got the youngest pair of supporters here at the Woodland Hotel this week. Baby daughters, identical twins, just 7 weeks of age. How can you tell the difference between the two, Sarah?
Well, because of the weight difference at the moment, Samantha's quite a bit bigger than Charlotte. She's £7.9 and Charlotte's still only £5.12. So at the moment it's just the weight difference as the catch-up.
Well, you're holding them, you can tell. Michael, just clarify, which is which?
I've got Charlotte, I think.
Right.
And I've got Samantha.
And do they go with you wherever you play? Do you take them everywhere?
Well, they've been to a few competitions, yes, because they're very good, touch wood, at the moment. And it's a good age. They don't see a lot of the bowling, of course.
Brian Duncan says it's the only time you've coupled up this year.
I think he was the first one to say that. It's a fair point.
Is he a good dad, or does he spend most of his time bowling?
Well, he's been better. He's been bathing them and changing them, so see how long that continues.
Okay, well, I think they're getting a little bit hungry, Sarah, so we'll let you go.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Al.
Well, that was recorded a few minutes ago. There's Dad. There are the twins. And there's the scoreboard. Dad is in a spot of bother, but not as bad, Roy, as it was a couple of moments ago for him. Michael has picked up a couple against Stan Frith. There's Stan the man. Viewers will remember his Grand Slam year in 1983 when he won all the majors. But he, again, a bit like Bob Hitchen, never really looks the true Stan Frith when he's in front of the TV camera. Well, certainly since 1983 that's been the case.
Inexplicable, yes. Stan's a brilliant player, and no one can understand why he's never shown his true form in front of television. But this should be a really brilliant match because Michael Leach is a tremendous workman. He puts everything into his game, and Stan is one of the great thinkers in the game.
What I like about Michael is I always enjoy watching Michael play because he is so animated on the green. Well, there's Stan from Weaverham. He's retired now, but he says he hasn't really played as much as he might have done in retirement, although he plans to do next season. But he has put a bit of practice in on this green, and he's got a hard match on his hands this afternoon. Let's join Hugh Johns now and find out exactly what the outcome of that particular end was. I've got a feeling they're dead level now, Hugh, is that right?
Absolutely right, Elton. Michael has scored doubles. I think the sight of his twins has inspired him. So he has, in fact, coupled up twice in a row. And from 7-3 down, now it's 7-7. Michael, marvellous character, as you were saying, you and Roy were saying. Marvellous character in the game of bowls. Had a touch of the yips a couple of years ago. Bowl just wouldn't leave his hand. And he's overcome that. But Stan the man, he's certainly somebody that you've got to concentrate on all the time. And there's the typical Mike Leach canter up the green. Tall solicitor from Wharton near Preston. Stan holding one and looking as though he's got two. Yes, he has. Frank Kitchen, referee today in this match, signifies the fact that Stan has stopped that little gallop by Michael. Stan coming out into this corner down below us. Retired now from his former employment with ICI as an analytical microchemist in research and technology. So he's got extra time to concentrate on his bowls. Michael chasing his first bowl. Oh, just enough fluence to get past and run a little bit more and gently sit down. This looks just curled away. So Michael holding a single there. This the second Bass tournament for Michael Leach. Got through the first round last year against Alan Thompson, but then went out to Brian Duncan, the eventual winner, of course, of last year's tournament. Don't think he's put quite enough on that one, and he'll have to be satisfied with a single. And Michael looking, I think, Roy Armson, who's now joined me in the commentary box, for his favourite little mark along this edge below us.
Yes, Michael is known in the game as one of the greenside specialists, and every green he goes on, he tries to pick out an edge that he can play, sometimes round peg and sometimes straight peg. He's actually playing round peg here, finger peg, biased towards the ditch, and he's got a good bowl, about a foot behind the jack.
I know when he was looking at it yesterday, he was rather unhappy at the fact that we've lost a large portion of that corner with the magnificent alterations that they've made to the Woodlands Hotel. It isn't quite as long as it used to be.
That's right, yes, it's about 8 yards short now of the corner, and it's an interesting thing here to find out who's in. It's crucial that they know who's in. It depends on the kind of ball Michael will play. He's playing through.
Now, is Stan too high? Yes. Drifts out of the back, has to be satisfied with one. Stan Frith with a reasonable record in the Bass Masters. Semi-finalist against Martin Gilpin in '89. He got beaten 17-21. Martin Gilpin, the eventual winner. Previous years, well, '87 wasn't too good, knocked out in the first round by Robert Crawshaw. '86 beat Alan Broadhurst, but then went out to Alan Shacklady, and in '84, his first appearance, didn't get past the first round. Chris Morrison took him out. What a beautiful lead, Roy.
Isn't it interesting, because Stan Frith has done the reverse on Mike Leach. He's brought him round peg up the side of the green, just where Michael would have played. But I expect if Stan counts this end, he'll be going out in the far distant country.
If it holds its line, well, it did hold its line, but it lost its legs. It's still counting 2, though. Michael has something to beat. Bumped that one away a bit, which would have taken something out of